Hey, just a quick video today on how to deal with Swordies in Ultimate because they are everywhere in this game. Swordies are amazing in Ultimate because a lot of their traditional weaknesses throughout Smash Bros. Have been, I guess, greatly nullified. They're supposed to have bad frame data at the expense of their really long normals, but as you can tell from Roy and a bunch of other Ultimate Swordies, they really don't have that weakness too much anymore. It translates now to them having worse startup on their normals. Not exactly more in lag though. So sadly, I do also main a Swordy, so I'm kind of guilty. But I wanted to show you guys some footage of me fighting a Shulk. And since I'm playing Roy, who has like a sword that's like literally a fraction of Shulk's size, I guess it's kind of like a good example of what it's like to be a non-sword character versus a Swordy. You're fighting someone with way bigger hitboxes than you, and he's almost unpunishable at a distance. So how do you deal with this? The main things I'm going to be looking for are denying his spacing, because as I showed in my Luigi video, spacing is actually really good at just so many things in Ultimate, and Swordies are broken in Ultimate because they are perfect at manipulating space to their advantage. I messed up my Punisher, that's what's beside me. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to, well, that was a bad slash, but throughout this game I'm trying to manipulate space to my advantage. I'm either playing out the active range of his sword, or when I do go in, I want to go in so like here, I want to go in so close to him that if he swings, he'll be minus on me, because there's a sweet spot on most swords in this game, and if you can stay out of it, you can punish them. This, coupled with some good parries for me, allows me to effectively play around Shulk's humongous sword and stay alive. So that's like the general method. You want to deny them their spacing. Don't let them get in that sweet spot range where they can just rain normals on you. And generally play around the fact that their startup should, in theory, be slower than yours. That's generally supposed to be their weakness. But there's exceptions like Cloud up smash and up B and his side B. Those all have decent startup that can kind of rival non-sword characters. And let's see. Lucina, Marth, and Roy up B all kind of start up kind of quickly. So generally, their quick startup normals are supposed to be punishable. The rest of their normals that aren't punishable, they don't have quick startup. Unlike the other members in the cast who have stuff like CHILLL, which has really fast startup and like it's not punishable at all. So that is their trade-off, and that's something you need to keep in mind when fighting them. Here against his Shulk though, I'm mainly just playing it. If I get close to him, I'm so close that his sword's length is a disadvantage for him. That's the main game plan here. Like, you see how like when he jumped with Fair, I was so close that if I shielded Fair, it would not be safe on shield. And there, again, I'm so close to him that if I parry or shield something, it's extremely punishable. So I'm not letting him space properly on me, and generally that's just what I'm doing. I'm just, don't let the Swordy get good spacing, and if you're not in a situation to pressure them where you can get in their face, stop them from getting good spacing, then what you want to do is you want to play out of the sweet spot range, which is really long. You want to play further back and respect their space, because if they have space that they're controlling, you need to respect it. They're good. That's what they're good at. They're really good when they have a little bit of extra space to work with. You can't play disrespectful when they have their sweet spot range, which that's even more.
Get GTA Online like, free on PS5.
I keep getting these. Here we go. So it's even more of a thing when you're fighting Ike and stuff. Not Ike, or Marth, that's what I was trying to say. When you're fighting Marth and like Byleth and what's her name? I'll just read her name. People are starting to play her more, but she was unpopular. Corrin. Yeah, when you're fighting Marth, Byleth, Corrin, like all those like tipper-based characters, especially Sephiroth, you really don't want to be in their sweet spot range because they get like ungodly setups if you're getting a sweet spot. So that's where you want to avoid. This match, it was really shaky because he was playing differently. This one, he was throwing out more safe normals and closer to the ground ones, and he was utilizing speed a lot more, which speed kind of allows Shulk to get rid of a lot of his general weaknesses of having like bad startup and bad frame data, because it makes him a fast faller. But here you see he's doing fastball fair, and I made the mistake of like trying to run in and punish it, but like at that distance, he can fastball fair. If I punish it, I'm going to time it properly, but if I time it improperly, I'm going to die. Because, again, at that sweet spot distance, he is totally in his right to fastball fair, and there's not really much I can do about it. unless he makes it like super predictable. But like if it's not predictable and he's just mixing in a fastball fair, there's every Swordy can do that. Even Hero with his bad frame data can sometimes mix in like a full hop fastball fair every now and then because there's not much you can do about it. So here I'm just respecting. I know he has a bigger sword, so I'm just respecting his space, letting him, letting him mash it out, let him swing it out, and look for opportunities. I messed up there. I didn't respect the fair space enough. Here, this whole first stop, I just was not respecting space enough. So the first game is supposed to be like a good example, and this second game is supposed to be like what you don't want to do against a Swordy. And when they're swinging on you like this guy's doing, you don't want to just like not respect the swing. I just barely scraped by. This Shulk is kind of newer to the character. You can tell he's not using Monado perfectly. He's not a bad player, but I think he's still learning Shulk. Shulk isn't perfect. I mean, not Shulk. Shulk isn't easy to learn. Like, he's hard. He has this Monado art storage and, like, all this crazy tech you gotta pick up with him. So this Shulk on Answer's Ladder probably was still, like, definitely learning the character, but this is just me trying to show you in general on how to deal with swords, not how to deal with Shulk specifically. Because he isn't, like, the best example of a Shulk player. Because he's definitely still learning his character. Just like how I'm probably not the best example of exactly how I deal with Roy, because there's still a lot of Roy stuff that I drop and don't do perfectly. Like, I dropped Jared like a few times earlier, and my edge guards are still a little weird. He's just trolling to kill me here. I'm just not really giving him too many opportunities to kill me, or if he does get them, I'm DIing properly. We're just scrapping out right now. This is something that like Ultimate blesses Swordies with, the ability to scrap. It's Ultimate buffed all of our frame data, so we can just do this. We can sometimes just decide that we don't want to play like a sword character, we just want to fight you. That's another thing that makes them really broken in Ultimate. That they can do that. They can just like switch off their sword mode, I guess. Specifically Roy, like Shulk can't do it as well unless he has speed art, but Roy, he can do that. Like he sometimes can decide that he wants to just fight you because he's good at it. He's actually like above average at just scrapping. Okay, so here it's kind of new. It's like I'm in slight disadvantage. I'm worrying for his smash art swings. I'm just trying to wait those out. Now that they're gone, I'm trying to violate his space again, trying to get in so he can't swing on me at a good distance. Just jumping around. I'm kind of like threading in and out, just looking for openings, but I'm not like going at the sweet spot range. I'm just mainly looking for like an opening to hit him. Because once I get an opening, I'm not letting him get his spacing against me. I'm gonna just try and sit in his face so close that he can't swing. Or the only things he can't swing with are like up B or just unsafe things. I wish like so many edge guards against this guy. I kind of blame the input delay and also just the fact that my Roy it's still working. It's not perfect. We're still on the grind with this character. I think this ending here is just scrapping. There's not much Swordy stuff that's going on. We're kind of just scrapping it out. He's doing his full hop fairs every now and then. I didn't respect his space and I got hit. I took like kind of big damage off that. I could have died if I was unlucky. He actually could have killed me there. Luckily, he dropped his edge guard. And there again with my totally not broken dancing blade that's not better than, limit cross slash or anything like that. And yeah, that's generally what you want to look out for when you're fighting Swordies. Remember, they have a sweet spot range. Respect that range. Violate their space once you get an opportunity to get in their face. And they do have fast startup normals because Ultimate decided to give them that. I hate that Ultimate gave them that, but it gave them that. So the way you have to deal with it is know that their fast startup normals will usually have way more in lag than your fast startup normals if you're not a Swordy. Hopefully that helps you with dealing with long hitboxes. Good luck against Shulk or anyone else like that.